And if you as an administrator find your event is not on the calendar, if you could send me an email, then I will take care of that and get it on there. It does happen. We try not to let it happen, but it does happen. Yeah. Okay, is that better? Yeah. Okay. I'll just hold this, it's much easier. Okay, so did you hear me say if you have an event scheduled and it's not on the calendar, please send me an email. I'll get it put on there right away. We try not to let it happen, but it does happen. One of the problems that we encounter is that every reservation that we have requires 4 manual inputs into different systems, and so one of them could be missed. So just send me an email, I'll get it on the calendar. Or if you see an error on your scheduled event, please let me know as soon as you see it on the calendar, and I'll take care of fixing it right away. All right. There we go. Okay, lodge temperatures. One of the issues here at the lodge is people think that the temperature is either too hot or too cold. The rooms are set individually, and for us to turn a temperature down, say for a dance like line dance, it takes 2 hours for us to set it down to a lower temperature for the room to get cool. The temperatures here are controlled at the front desk. There are two of the thermostats. From high to low, it's only 4 degrees difference. So if you come here and you're having an event, you would have to go to the front desk to ask them to turn it down lower. If you have a planned event like a dance, so social dance, line dance, those kinds of things, lifestyle events, we usually automatically go in at 5 o'clock and turn those temperatures down. It may be very cool in here when you first walk in, but believe me, when you start dancing, it warms up real quick. The lake house temperature is set at 68 degrees all the time. We don't have too many problems over there. Most people are comfortable at that temperature. We try and keep it here between 68 and 70. And I do have a monitor on my computer at the front desk that tells me exactly what the temperature is in each room. Right here, they run about 69, 70 degrees on a regular basis. The lifestyle department has 3 people that are in charge. We've just added a 4th person. For reservations and setups, you would speak with me, or now we have Vicki, she's here part-time at the lodge. Then there's Grace. Grace handles our vendor events. So those are the events that you see, the lunch and learns and those type of events. She handles that, the pool staff, and the club newsletter for that you would send in the information. So that's who you would contact. But if you have a reservation, you need to make changes to a reservation, you need to handle any kind of setup for your events or that, you would come here to the lodge and I would take care of that, or Vicki would take care of it. And then we have Cynthia, who oversees Grace and I and Vicki. And in addition, she handles the fitness classes, the chartered clubs, and entertainment for the community, and also the cafe. I'm telling you that because a lot of people will say, well, I don't know who to contact about this. So I'm trying to help you understand how the department works so that you don't send something to one of us and it should have gone to someone else, and there's that lag time of it getting forwarded to the right person. Room and equipment request. For a room request, there is a process. You can go to the Sun City's website and pick up under the documents. There's a room reservation folder, and in there are the room request forms. Please make sure if you're a chartered club, you pick the chartered club form. If you're an interest group or a neighborhood, you would pick up, select that form. Once you bring that to the lodge, you would drop it off here at the lodge. And once you bring that here, we'll make sure that you've signed all the documents that we need for a reservation. Previously, you only needed the request form. Now there's 2 additional forms that have been added. One is the board of directors, help me out here. The board of directors approved conduct, basically. And it's signed by the club president or representative. That's because we were having problems with people not cleaning up after themselves, leaving the rooms in a mess, and it would cost the association a bundle of money to have that taken care of. So we make sure now that we have that form signed. We also ask for a setup form that tells us exactly how you want the room set. We now have 3 setup associates, so most of you should be getting your setups. One of the things that I want to clarify on a setup, when you fill out the form and it says on there setup time, that doesn't mean what time you get in the room. That means what time do you want our guys to set up the room. And it cannot be set up any more than 90 minutes prior to, and only if that time is available. Most times it's only a 30-minute setup allowed. We are currently booked out at 80% of the facilities are booked out for 2017. So any reservations that are coming in now, you have to be very flexible in order to get space in either of the facilities. Once you drop your form off here, you will, we have the process, we say up to 7 days. Usually you'll get a response in 2 to 3 business days, but it can take up to 7 days depending on how many reservations are coming in. Once we have booked the room, you'll get an email stating that the space has been booked and we need you to come to the lodge and sign the confirmation. At that time, you'll get a copy of the permit, and the permit gives you all the details of your reservation. Please look over those permits. That's where you're going to find if there's been a mistake made. At that time, we can make that change, but if 6 months down the road you say, hey, I booked this for December, and here it is, and the time isn't right, it's a lot harder to change the time because other people have come in and made bookings. So please, when you get the permit, and you sign for it, you're signing it. You accept the times that are on that permit. So be sure to review that. Let's see. Right now the kitchens have, no, it's up here. Yeah, I don't know what's going on there, but it's up here. The kitchens have, go ahead and look at that. The kitchens have now been locked at the lake house. Many of you have gone in there and seen that the air wall is pulled and the kitchen door is locked. That is because we have had a problem with people leaving dishes in the sink and in the dishwasher and thinking that the dish fairies are going to come and do your dishes and put them away for you. And we don't have dish fairies here at Sun City. So we were having to pay the cleaning company to do that, to put away dishes and clean up the kitchen. So in order to stop that, the board gave us the approval to go ahead and lock those doors. So if you have an event coming up and you need the kitchen, you need to request that. If you have made a reservation for 2017 and you did not reserve the kitchen, send me an email and say, hey, we have this event coming up. We're going to need the kitchen. We'll make sure it's unlocked for you. There is a new form that has come out. Again, the board is very aware of these situations. And this is a kitchen cleaning procedure. This tells you step by step what's required of you to utilize the kitchen and to clean up after yourself. If the club leaves the kitchen in disarray, they will be charged $100. And they will lose all of their privileges until that fee is paid. So make sure that you follow that. We don't want food left in the fridge because it sits there and then someone has to come and clean the fridge. We don't want things left out on the counter. Just take everything with you that you brought in and everything will be fine. Dishes put away. Don't leave any in the sink or in the dishwasher. Those will be checked. If you spill stuff in the oven, make sure that you clean that up and make arrangements to get it cleaned up. If you have equipment that you need, say you come and you need a mic for your event, we can take care of it. You come to the front desk at either location, we'll take care of setting it up for you. Here at the lodge, we have a audio system in the back that we hook all the sound up, the TVs up, the screen up, the projectors up. At the lake house, the projector has to be turned on at the front desk, and then once again it has to be turned on at the panel, and Greg will show you how to do that. The Crestone system over at the lodge, we have been having some problems with that. They have come in and done a repair on it recently. We hope it's going to last until they do the upgrades. The lake house is due for an upgrade this spring. All that equipment is 10 years old, and if you know anything about technology, you know that it doesn't last 10 years. So currently it is up and working. If we have a problem with it again, we are prepared. We have portable mics and portable speakers, and we'll help you out with that. When you go down the hallway across from the ballrooms is the card room and the craft room, and there are window displays there. If your club would like to utilize those, there is a form at the front desk, and you can see Robin about that, and she will schedule a time for your club to have that. Those displays are scheduled out for 2 months at a time, and she generally schedules them about 4 months in advance. So if you're interested in having those, be sure to fill out the proper documentation so that she can get that scheduled for you. Channel 15, Greg, has there been an update on that or no? Okay.
Emporium has not gotten back to...
Okay. Channel 15 is currently not working. It's a Emporium issue. They are aware of it, and the technology committee has been working with them. Yes, sir.
You got channel 115 up there.
Oh, 115, I'm sorry. Yeah, 115. I don't have Emporium, so I don't know. Thanks. 115. Yeah, it's 115. At the lake house, many of you know there's the lobby board when you come in the front there, and it lists all the events going on. That is one of the places that manual input is done to put that on there. And each day takes about an hour to an hour and a half to put items on there. That project is done usually 3 to 4 days in advance. So at the time that it's built, the information is correct. If someone cancels something, it usually does not come off of there because it takes another hour to hour and a half to remove that item off of there. So while we try really hard to have the information for you, if you come in and you see that, just be aware that there may have been a change at the last minute and we just are unable to get that change on there quick enough. Most of the time when that happens, it's the day before the information came to us about 5 o'clock as we're walking out the door, and there's no way for us to get it on there unless I want to work from home, and I really don't want to do that. Emails to club members, this is going to be going away. Right now, clubs are sending out emails to your own clubs, but then there are some of you that are sending information to every club that you're in to try and get your information out to them. That is not allowed here at Sun City, and we are buckling down on that. If we find that's happening, we will contact you and let you know that it's not allowed. You as a club member or administrator are only allowed to send emails pertaining to your club and send it to only your club.